we're so thrilled to be at the Norman's Rare Guitars. Let's say hi to Norman. Hi, Norman. How are you?
Good. How are you, Carol?
I've never been in a store with so many guitars behind me and around me. How many guitars do you have?
More than I need. A lot. In the thousands.
Do you remember your first guitar?
Actually, I do. It was, I wanted to buy a nice guitar, and I was looking at an ad in the newspaper. Back in the day when I first started, it was, it was pre-internet, people didn't have fax machines. It was in the day of the dinosaurs. And everything depended really on print ad. So there were magazines and newspapers and, that with classified sections. Mm-hmm. And then you would go into a music store, you go into a pawn shop or a thrift shop, and every once in a while you'd find a guitar. But it was sort of hit and miss. You just had to go to many, many places, and then every once in a while you'd find something. And when I first came out, the LA Times was a tremendous source for guitars. And also there was a newspaper out here called the Daily News. Mm-hmm. And what I did was I was trying to be a little innovative, so I tried to find out where the first truck would deliver their first newspaper. Wow. And the Sunday Times, that was the day of the week when they had the most ads. So I found out that the Sunday Times actually came out Saturday morning at 5 in the morning. And yeah, it didn't have Sunday's news, it had Sunday's classified in it. And so what I did is I followed the truck from the LA Times to the Greyhound bus station downtown.
You must be a good runner.
Well, no, I was driving. I was driving, but I followed the truck, and I realized that I had first grab at anything that was being advertised. So what I did was I would call people up at 5:30 in the morning, and they weren't too happy about that. But, I would just tell them that, I was going to work today. I'd make up a story. Unfortunately, it was a
What story did you make up?
Well, I would say I got to go to work today, but I have the cash and I really want to buy your guitar. So 95% of the time they'd let me come over in the morning and I'd buy the guitars. And then I had like a little outlet, some other stores that I would wholesale them to. And I would run ads in the Times myself to sell the guitars. And one day I had Robbie Robertson from the band saw my ad, and he came over and he bought some guitars from me.
Wow.
And he bought a few nice things, and he was kind of amazed that I had a lot of guitars in an apartment that I had. And the next week he called me and said, I'd like to bring a friend over, would you mind? And I said, no, bring him on over. And it turned out it was Bob Dylan. And then the next week he brought Joni Mitchell, the next week he brought Robin Ford, and then these people started talking, and then the next thing I knew, I had like a little circle of people that were buying stuff from me, and they were telling their friends, and it was kind of a word of mouth thing. So, it just became a business, between wholesaling to other stores and selling to a lot of these groups that I was dealing with. This guitar is a 1960 Les Paul Standard. This is sort of what got everything going in guitar collecting. Jimmy Page played a guitar similar to this. Mike Bloomfield played a guitar similar to this. A lot of people, this became sort of the Maltese Falcon, what everybody wanted. This guitar is in amazing condition with the original hang tags. This guitar is valued at a little over $300,000. It's a prime example. It's fully original, and this is what, is the desire of any rock and roll guitar player. Pretty much Slash from Guns N' Roses used these. I mean, it's just a fantastic sounding and playing guitar, and this is right when they got the design to perfection. So it has what's known as a tunematic bridge. It has the patent applied for humbucking pickups. They never got any better with the design than this guitar. So, and this is a prime example. And some of these, if it has more flame on the top, could bring even as high as $500,000. And also ones that have been modified and maybe not in good condition would be worth considerably less. This guitar here is a 1939 00045. This is one of the most valuable Martins. This guitar currently is about $125,000. What makes the guitar as valuable as it is it's, first of all, it's a fabulous sounding guitar. This was a top-of-the-line model. And whenever you see this mother-of-pearl inlay on Martin guitars, if it's factory, that means it's one of the top-end models, one of the highest models. And this guitar is Brazilian rosewood, sides and back, and ebony fingerboard, ebony bridge. This is a very nice example. It's not a mint guitar by any stretch, but it's in very nice shape. Structurally, it's great. It sounds and plays great. And this is anybody who's a big collector of acoustic guitars that likes old Martin guitars, this is one to die for.